Alright, so I've been doing some work while off camera. As you can see, it is now summer. You can see I haven't really done a whole lot of work with my factory level. I've just kind of added some additional plants to it, which I haven't actually done anything with yet. I have added a Dwarf shop, as well as put a carpenter's workshop down here. And then I have my mason. My mason is going to start getting busy building doors, thrones, and tables. My warehouse level is mined out. From now, it's going to get bigger, as you can tell by the doors I have over here. I do like to connect the two levels with additional stairways. That way, the guys on the end here don't have to walk as far. They can just kind of go towards the stairs, and the guys in the middle can go either way, whichever one's faster to get to where they want to go. For right now, it's just a general huge warehouse that kind of has everything except for food in it. That'll change later once it gets bigger, because if you just have one huge one instead of having separate smaller ones designated out, it kind of gets a little tedious. I have my guys starting on my food storage, which, as you can see, is exactly the same design as my regular storage. This one probably won't get much bigger than this. It'll stay about this size. Underneath of it, you can see this area is where my great hall is going to be designated out. As you can see, I have it planned out in negative space, which, like, these areas right here are going to be general walkways, but these just kind of have to be planned out, whereas this whole thing is going to be carved out eventually, but where these black squares are is where I'm going to put my tables and chairs. I have not done anything with my residential area yet. It's still just in the general planning stages, but that's about it. I haven't really done a whole lot since I cut the video. As you can see, my farm is up and running. Since it's summer now, all the things have changed. But see this one in the spring, the summer, and the autumn. This one only grows plum helmets. In the winter, I have it going fallow, just because the only food stock you can grow in winter is plum helmets, and it's really, since plum helmets are only good for eating and growing, you tend to get a lot of plum helmets. So I try not to go too crazy. Plus, I like to supplement it with meat and fish, which we'll get to. This one, as you can see, in the summer and the spring only grows sweet pods. This one only grows pigtails. This one only grows cave wheat, and so on and so forth. Dimple cups and quarry bushes. And then up top, as you can see, I have everything moved. I have started building walls around my entrance. This is going to have doors, and eventually it's going to be expanded upon to where, like, I hope to have this whole, or at least a good section of this meadow walled off. I'll probably just have it wall off from here down to here with an extension up to the brook to fish. And then that'll be my defended upper area, and it'll expand upper and out, whatever else I needed to do. We really won't get that underway until we get some more migrants to do some basic labor. But that's it for now. I'm just gonna kind of let the game go and have my guys continue to dig out this area down here. The beginning parts of the game are a little slow because you really don't have enough labor. Really, things will pick up once we get a migrant wave. Oh, something else. I have my Dwarf shop because I like to get a lot of crafts, just general. See, like, this is dolomite earrings and so on, because I like to have a lot of these just ready to go once the first trade caravan gets here. Something I forgot to do was build bins for it, though, so I had to have my guy stop. And then also, since my carpenter is also, I believe, my stonemason, or my stone crafter. Let's just check that real quick. We want preferences and then labor. Yeah, let's see. He's my carpenter, as well as my stone crafter. So I didn't really think that through. Probably should have had my woodcutter be my stone crafter, but whatever. You live and learn, right? We'll get more later. Something you'll notice is I left this stockpile just full of rocks, which doesn't really bother me. I mean, they'll very quickly get used up on crafts and doors and tables and so on. So it's not really too big a deal, and especially since with only 7 dwarves, it does kind of take up a lot of their time to move it to the dump. So I'm just going to kind of leave it be for now. Something I did look up in between recording is apparently dolomite is fluxstone, so I kind of lucked out there, so I'll definitely be able to get some steel, which is very exciting. Steel is always fun to have. And we do have a bunch of trees, you know, plus I always like to trade for more trees from the elves and the humans and the dwarves if they have them. So, I mean, this is a pretty heavily forested area. We should be able to crank out some pretty decent steel once we get our metalsmithing up and working. But for now, I mean, there's not really a whole lot else to do or talk about, really. I mean, it's just kind of, like I said, it's kind of boring in the very beginning. So I'm probably going to go ahead and cut the video here, and I'll come back once something exciting happens or once I get farther enough along to talk about more about what I'm doing. So, okay, so we are a little bit into the summer season, and we just got some migrants, so we'll go ahead and just let this run and see how many guys we got. Well, we're also going to check to see what skills they have. So it's 11 so far. Okay, looks like it's all of them, so we'll go ahead and pause it for now. And we want to check to see what their skills are. Preference, labors. This gentleman. He doesn't do anything. He has no jobs. This guy is useless. Useless! Kids don't do anything. Is this guy useless too? Well, let's do this. Okay, so out of the new guys, we got a ranger, 2 gem setters, a weaver, 2 farmers, a siege operator, a doctor, and a kid. So, even though their skills were not activated, on this screen it shows what their highest job, like what their highest ability is, with the exception of like nobles, because with the nobles it just kind of tells them, it just kind of shows you what they do. Oh, no, I'm sorry. This doctor is the guy that we already had. So, what do we get? Oh, we got another woodcutter. Okay. So we have 2 woodcutters, a ranger, 2 gem setters, a weaver, and 2 farmers, and a siege operator. Now, let's check to see what new animals we got. Nothing. Just a tame chicken. Useless bunch of guys. Alright. So, even though we're up to 15 dwarves, it's still not a whole lot. I am probably going to start assigning nobles, though. And I'll just kind of go through all their stats and see who has what. So we want to see if anyone has any good broker skills. Our new weaver does. So he's probably going to be our broker. And we don't have anyone who's a good record keeper. No one has any skills for that. So what we'll probably do is check out gem setter. Well, I'm going to go ahead and pause the video here and go through all of my guys' stuff and see who has what skills and see who could be useful for what things, and I'll come back and let you know what I put them in. Okay, so I went ahead and I looked through some of the stats, and I went ahead and the new what is that guy's name? The siege operator became a new militia commander. I went ahead and made my original doctor the chief medical dwarf. I just forgot to do it when I first showed up. The new broker was the weaver, and then I made the new woodcutter the bookkeeper. I do use dwarf therapist. Makes it a lot easier to see who has what skills overall, as opposed to the in-game. Like in the in-game view, like see if you go to this guy right here, and it'll just show you which skills he has activated. It won't show you which ones he has any experience in. Right. But if you use Dwarf Therapist... Oh, also, for my original 7 dwarves, for the ones who I really want to do things like this guy, I turned off hauling for my miner. For both my miners, I turned off hauling, and for my mason, I turned off hauling. So just so those start doing work a lot faster. That is one of the good things about having useless migrants, is you can use them just for manual labor to transfer or to haul things around, just to kind of free up your regular dwarves to actually do their job. But other than that, yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and pause the video again, let my dwarves get back to work, and I'll check in again when the season changes or when something interesting happens. Okay, so autumn has come. Haven't really made a whole lot of progress. As you can see, I have started work on my Great Hall. I have one whole section carved out with some tables set up, so not a whole lot going on there. Started working on my residential area. As you can see right now, I like to set them up in blocks of 10. So right now I have enough room for 20 dwarves, so my dwarves plus 5 additional ones. I need to carve out the rest of these areas though, so I have enough for the next migrant wave or two, because you never really know how many are going to come. I noticed on my general stock screen that I don't know how much my created wealth is yet, because my broker doesn't have the appraisal skill. But the nice thing is that once you get a trade caravan, he starts getting the appraisal skill. For example, like, oh, I've set up my trade post as well. Once the trade caravan gets here, and you've moved your items and things, and once you hit to trade, then, like, whenever you open the trade screen for the first time, your guy will gain appraisal skill. So every time they come, like, then he will slowly become a better and better appraiser. So hopefully that should change once the first trade caravan gets here. Other than that, I really haven't done. Oh, I've also expanded my my factory level a little bit. So I haven't really done a whole lot. I do have some buildings set up, like, ready to be built once people get here that have the appropriate skill. Other than that, not a whole lot else going on right now. Hopefully we'll get another migrant wave soon in the next season or two, and we can start building our military. I do like to get the military up and running as soon as possible. I used to use a lot of cage traps, but that tends to get a little bit messy, because then you have to start building a way to dispose of your prisoners, and you know, it just gets kind of irritating. I mean, you really don't have to worry about sieges too much, and like for the first year, like until you get, I think it's 50 or maybe 100 dwarves, is once you'll start getting exploratory, like once the goblin baby snatchers will show up. But until then, I mean, we don't really have to worry about it. Just as long as I have my fortress sealed up by the time they get there. I would like to have at least one squad by the time, well, after the next migrant wave shows up. I would like to set up at least one squad and get them to start training and start building their skills. But other than that, not a whole lot going on right now. So I'll go ahead and cut it out here, and then, you know, same thing, come back once the next season hits, or once something interesting happens. Okay, so apparently I spoke too soon, because we already have a Cobalt Thief, and we're still in autumn. Like, I haven't really done anything at all since the last recording. Hopefully this guy should run away now, since he's been spotted. But that's a problem. So I'm not really set up to deal with anybody yet. I mean, he is just a thief, so he shouldn't really do much. Let's kind of see if he runs away. Yeah, he's running away. So that's a problem. We're going to want to get this sealed up a a lot quicker than I... Yeah. Where is that? Oh, there's another one. Yeah, so we have some problems. What I'm going to do is... I don't really know what I'm going to do. I'm not prepped for this issue. I could probably get my... Well, he doesn't have any armor. I have no armor made. I have nothing set up. No squads. No traps even to prevent this from happening. So let's kind of see how this develops. Hopefully these guys will run away since they've been spotted. Thieves are pretty cowardly. So yeah, they're running. Alright, so that's a problem. I have absolutely nothing to defend myself against these guys. And my main shaft is a straight shot, so there's no way for me to set up. Interrupted by another thief. I have no way to set up any kind of traps at all, because I have no corridors to funnel them through. So, looks like I'm going to have to start setting up my defenses a lot sooner than I wanted to. That appears to be all of them. I'll go ahead and stop the recording. If anything else interesting happens, I'll go ahead and bring it back, but it doesn't look like anything's happening right now.